Greyman! 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 Holy YouTube video, Greyman!
Greymaniacs gather! Hi everybody! I'm going to do some more comics from this box K, and as I mentioned at the end of the last video, there's lots of Image. So we're kicking it off with Freak Force. Erik Larsen, I believe. This cover isn't Erik Larsen, but most of the interiors are, as far as I'm aware. He was like this. Freak Force was like an offshoot from the Savage Dragon. Quite a cool team actually. Quite fun comics. Oh, I think it started off with a 3-parter. That's right. This is the Freak Force 3-parter. And then we move on to the series proper. Then we move on to the series proper. So the big guy's called Barbaric. You got Mighty Man. You got Ricochet, who's the woman on Barbaric's shoulder. You got Dart. You got the something Patriot, Super Patriot, and oh, what is the lady's name at the front here? That's annoying. She spends a lot of time being Savage Dragon's romantic interest. Dash, I can't remember her name now. That's annoying. Rapture? Is she called Rapture? Right, here's Mako. I wonder if he come before King Shark. I can't remember now. Yeah, but he's pretty brutal looking. Number 4. An unusual team up they're fighting against there. These weren't a bad comic, if you ask me. I quite like Freak Force. They weren't too serious with themselves. They had some good action, some good enemies, some pretty good storylines, I thought, and some humour. And to be honest, they'd probably be cheap as chips as well. So if you wanted to grab yourself a bit of Image, or if you happen to see a bunch of them going cheap, I'd say you could do a lot worse than pick up this Freak Force run. Enter Kill Cat. This is nothing like what's happening inside, because in reality Dart can't stand him. He's madly in love with Dart, but she doesn't want to give him the time of day. So in his brain, that's what's happening. He thinks he's going to turn up and Dart's going to be like, oh, Kill Cat. Yeah, her name is Rapture, that lady that I was talking about earlier on. It's probably why I couldn't remember, because it doesn't sort of lend itself to lightning powers, does it? Rapture. Techno ants, nanites probably. Cyber Force invades Freak Force. I think one thing I like about what's her name? Horrendous, is it? Did I say her name already? Horridus, that's it. It's on the top of this cover, which helped me. Horridus. She was quite sweet, Horridus. But like all the other team books from Image always had the blinking Wolverine clone. They had, it seemed like very formulaic. They'd have the soldier kind of guy and, the Wolverine clone. Yeah, there's a few others that probably I can't think of on the top of my head, but and like Freak Force at least didn't have a Wolverine clone. The closest they got to it maybe was Barbaric, but she was quite sweet. She wasn't all massive claws and all that. She was quite an innocent, really. Where all the others had like cyber claws and, you know, giant metal war claw. I think one of them was called on one of the. They're all like basically robot versions or like cyborg versions of Wolverine. And I thought that was all a bit on the cheesy side, to be honest. It just seemed so obvious that they were trying to go with an X-Men kind of model. These two of us joined them at one point for a mission, and one of them, spoiler, the lady gets killed. They go through like a weird, you know, they always go through these weird barriers and like go, we'll go across, you know, we'll see what happens. And she's sitting on Horridus's back, and Horridus goes through without any problem whatsoever. Probably something to do with her physical makeup or whatever. But the woman the mini woman who was on her back literally gets turned to blinking bones. Her flesh is seared off her bones. She's literally just a skeleton, and like a giant husband guy. I suppose they're a mashup of Giant Man and Wasp, maybe. But yeah, that was quite it was like, yeah, it was like one of those sudden deaths that was a bit like, oh, blimey, oh, that's weird. I'm surprised that happened. But I suppose it just goes to show you how dangerous being a superhero is. But to me, it seemed a bit incongruous with the rest of the book. They brought this character in just to have her die, maybe. But anyway. Alright. Like, that's all I've got of these. 18 issues. I'm not 100% sure if that was the full run. There does look like a finality to this, maybe, like they're marching off into the distance or something. Let's have a quick look inside. Whether it tells me if 18 was the last of them. And so it goes. This is the final issue of Freak Force for now, anyway. Yeah, so that was the last of them. 18 issues. Just 18 issues, but I thought that was a pretty decent run. Pretty decent read as well. Right, now, one of the members of Freak Force, he was basically like an old superhero who got absolutely smashed to pieces by some supervillains, like partially eaten and everything, and they managed to recover bits of him, or most of him, and, you know, cover him in cybernetic stuff. So he's like kind of like a RoboCop, you know, it's kind of like RoboCop's origin, but in superheroes. So one, I think this is the 3-parter. 1, 2. And I believe these are all characters that Erik Larsen had for years before he ever sort of started working in comic books. I think he was like when he was like practicing when he was a kid. A lot of these come from when he was a kid. I think, you know, making up his own characters, making up his own world. If I could draw worth a penny, I'd bloody well have my own characters as well. So I kind of like that about Erik Larsen. There always seemed to be a lot of, I don't know, maybe a lot of love for what he was doing. I mean, don't we all dream of we could make our own comic books? I mean, I could be completely wrong, but it always seemed to be like people like, I don't know, what's his face? McFarlane. I think he was more about making money. You know what I mean? To my mind, it was like, yeah, he wants to make, which is fair enough. You can't argue with that. But I just sort of, I don't know, sensed or felt, or maybe I've read somewhere. I just thought Erik Larsen had a lot more attachment to his work. You know, like he, I don't know, just maybe the fan sense was tingling. I just thought he seemed like more of a fan of the whole oeuvre of superheroes. Is that even a word? Doesn't that mean egg? I don't know. Yeah, the Deadly Duo. Oh, these are fun. I've not even started talking about Deadly Duo yet. Yeah, this is Killcat. I can't remember the other guy's name, but the Killcat is like he's like kind of like a mixture of Guy Gardner in personality, but like he thinks he's he thinks he's amazing. He thinks he's super, and this guy comes from the future. He's like a Booth the Gold. He comes from the future to go to the past, but he ends up in the wrong decade. He ends up in the 90s, and he wanted to be in the 70s. So he's like anachronistic, chronological kind of throwback kind of thing. So he's in the 90s. He's from the future, but he's in the 90s, and he loves the 70s. And so he's like he's walking around in bell bottoms and chest, open shirt, chest kind of thing. I can't say words now. Words, open chested shirt. That makes more sense, doesn't it? But they're quite funny. They're good, humorous comic books. Those. Another one. It's only a 3-parter. If you can get the Deadly Duo 3-parter, yeah, I would definitely, highly recommend them. But yeah, kind of moderately highly recommend them. I'm not saying go out and buy it, it's the best thing ever, but I am saying, there's a second mini-series. This is a 4-parter. There you go, meeting up with Spawn on this cover. But yeah, I certainly found them most enjoyable. Yeah, meeting up with Savage Dragon. This is Grunge, I think, from Gen 13, is it? I think it is. I absolutely, maybe, most likely am wrong. And a lady. Is it Riptide? Is she called Riptide? And what team is she from? Is she from what are they called? Liefield's bunch. So what does it say here? Oh, hold on. The Deadly Duo, Killcat, Kid Avenger, Dart, Riptide. Yeah, Riptide. Yeah, I've also Riptide is owned by Rob Liefeld. So Youngblood. Is it the Youngblood? Yeah, I think she was from Youngblood. Yeah, they're called the Youngblood. I remember now. Can't remember the name. Well, along with like the ones that are decent every now and again, they don't seem like with Image they were just throwing things at the wall and see will not stick quite often. So once in a while you've got like a new just team pop up from nowhere and like did nothing, went nowhere. Like this team, for example, the Pact. I don't know who created them. I know they didn't do much or go anywhere or yeah, that's it really. Do much or go anywhere, or have a particularly interesting story, from what I recall. Apparently created by Jim Valentino. I know he's quite liked, I believe, but yeah, I just didn't rate this one much. It felt throwaway, It felt like almost like they got one issue in. And it was like, we don't know what to do now, and that's what it felt like to me. That was a wraparound one. There you go. Yeah. Just free. I think that was it. I think it was a 3-part, and that was it. I think it disappeared, never to be seen again, as far as I'm aware. Right, then I've got a random issue of Wildstar. Wildstar number 3. I think possibly because he mixes it up with the Savage Dragon. You know what? I know I've got more than... I've got Wildstar number 1 somewhere. I definitely have. I might have put it in... I think I might put it to sale, actually. I don't think I'm particularly interested in Wildstar. I've randomly got a Cyberforce number 1. Obviously waiting for that to become super expensive. When Cyberforce gets his own movie... and I can live off the proceeds of selling this comic, then that's what I'll be doing. Silvestri on this one. What? And, alright, I think, is this the last comic? Yeah, this will be the last comic for today, I think. Oh, no, it's not. I've got a massive load there. What's it all about? Okay, Backlash. For some reason, Backlash number 8 seems to have a double cover. This side says Wildstorm Rising, chapter 8. And then there's another cover on the back, just in case one cover isn't enough for you. Hellspont. I believe his name is Hellspont, that villain there. Right. Sorry to do this to you guys. Lots of comic books here. We're going to go Wildcat. We're going to go Wildcat on your candy asses. So Wildcat, I quite like Wildcats as well actually. This is one of the ones I kind of slightly enjoyed back in the day. But I think it's one of the ones that also I was kind of like, you know, it was like, okay, these are cool, I quite like these. And after I was like, actually, do I like these? I think the big guy's called Maul. And then we've got Spartan, Voodoo, I believe. Lord Emp, I think he was called for some reason. He's one of the Clawy guys, but I can't remember what his name is. He's not Warclaw, I don't think. You got Grifter, and you got Zealot, the Lady of the Swords. What was that guy's name? He was another Clawy type. So this is Zero. The Spartan was kind of like a robot. Oh, Void. This metal woman is called Void. Where is she? Metal woman there's called Void, I believe. She teleports everybody. She's like the sort of teleport computer brain. Warblade. His name is Warblade. Oh, God. I'm sure there's a Warclaw as well. Or maybe it was Ripclaw. I can't remember now. I'm sure there was a Warclaw. But yeah, maybe there should be a Warclaw. If there isn't a Warclaw, consider this me copyrighting it for myself. Right, this is a nice, well, I'd say nice, it's just kind of got some kind of shininess to it, but I don't know, the art looks horrible to me. The art isn't anything to write home about. There's Zealot. Yeah, this is. I'm sure there was a 3-parter that came before this run. Where's the 3-part series? Oh, hold on a second. Oh, God. Yeah, this is very confusing. No, that's right. I think it starts with 0, and then it did a trilogy, which I've got here, 1, 2, and 3. And then rather than starting again at number 1 again, they went straight to. They kept the legacy numbers, whatever you want to call it. So there was a 3-parter, and it was like, oh yeah, this 3-parter is quite good. We're going to start the new series. But all this time, I don't know how this happened, but all this time I never had number 4. So next one I've got is number 5. Number 4 is on my list of one to buy sometime. Just so I've got the whole lot in my box. But looking at the artwork, it's all a bit, I know, cramped, and I don't know, it doesn't sort of stand out for me. It's just that modern 90s style of art, isn't it? I didn't mind it back in the day, but I think now that I've got more in love with Silver Age art, you know, and the Bronze Age, I just prefer that more. Look at that. No, not to be. I was going to say look at the arse on that, which is literally what I was going to say, but not because it's a good looking arse. It's just like, what the hell is wrong with that costume? How is that costume so tight that literally you can see the full crack of her arse? It's like, bloody hell. She could go, she could go for a hemorrhoid checkup without having to take her trousers down. It's like, yeah, there's some, yeah, excuse me, guys. I apologise if I've offended anyone. This woman has no waist, I don't think. Oh, that ain't too bad, maybe. But, she's sexy, I guess, but I'm not too sure whether her body dimensions should exist in humanity. Bit like this Zealot one here. Pursing my lips there to say bum. I know you don't call it bum in America, so most of the Americans won't get what I'm saying there, but she's got a bum. A butt, to say it in Yankeese. Right. Let's go through some more. Number 11. I don't mind this cover. Looks kind of interesting. I thought Grifter was quite cool back in the day. I kind of like the fact that his mask hung loose rather than sitting tight, because, you know, on his face. I think all these guys are now part of the regular DC universe now. I think, well, these were Jim Lee, weren't they? I'm pretty sure these were Jim Lee thinking about it originally. And I think he sold the company to DC, or DC bought it from him or something like that. But yeah, more. I think this was more, and I think if I'm right in remembering that he could grow in size, but the taller he got, the less intelligent he was. So he lost his sort of reasoning capacity the larger he got. I believe that was his thing. And it was all about a war. They were all dealt with a war. There was like 2 races of aliens that had come down and bred with mankind. And one of them was bad guys and one of them were good guys. And the cherubim were on the side of good, and there were pure blood cherubim, and there was ones who had sex with humans and still created, you know, humans with power, with superpowers. And they were, you know, on the side of the cherubim, and I think the bad guys, something like the Daemonites, could have been Daemonites. I think Daemonites might be right now I think about it. And they were bad guys, and there'd be the Daemonites. And I think they had also mated with humans and created they call them half breeds maybe, or something like that, or I can't remember what the phrase there was. There was definitely a phrase for people who were half human, half Daemonite. I can't remember what it was now. Same with the cherubim as well. Yeah, I was right about Daemonite, because like it says here, 3 Daemonite lords, a world of heroes, and that was Wildstorm Rising. Right, so that's all I've got in the Wildstorm up to 19. But then we've got Wildcats, and I've got 2 Wildcats source books. How they managed to have source books when they'd only had 19 comics at that point. Maybe this came before. Yeah, you've got Zealot, and it's got pencils. Okay, fair enough. Zealot is superhumanly strong and skilled in the arts of killing with her hands and with any and all weapons. History. Sister Zealot was one of the 3 original founding members of the Coda, an ancient sisterhood of assassins based in Greece. She taught cherubim fighting skills to Andromache, who later became the Magistrix of the Coda and served as counsellor to Andromache for years. Yeah, and voodoo! I love that voodoo that you do so well. Anyway. Another one of the old source book number 2. And then we've got a special, Wildcat special number 1. Right, and I certainly never saw any of this, but perhaps if you were in America you might have seen a bit of this. There was a cartoon. Yes, apparently. Wildcats Adventures. You can see more cartoony kind of versions of the Wildcats there. I'll have to search that out actually at some point. Yeah, just for the sake of it. But yeah, it's quite interesting. I bet it probably only had 1 series. There you go. I can't remember. I didn't realise I got so many of them. I've only got 3, but that's more than I expected. No, I've got 4. I've got 4 Wildcat Adventures comics. I wonder if that was the full run. Maybe it didn't last very long. Wildcats Adventures number 3. And Wildcats Adventures number 4. Jim Lee's Wildcats as seen on CBS television. If anybody's wondering where they could see it, it was on CBS. Let's have a quick look at the end there. Let's see if it's the last issue. I don't think so, because it looks like they're in the middle. Oh, it says the end at the bottom. Maybe that was the last one they did then. It does say the end there. That could have been just the end of the story, though, rather than the end of the whole run. I've got 4 issues of Wildcats. Right, and then finally, for this, I've got 2 books for you. We've got Wildcats Aliens. I picked up fairly recently. And a Wildcats Annual. Wildcats Annual number 1. Okay. I'm not sure how long the main Wildcat comic book ran for, but I've got 19 of them. Well, I've got 18. I'm missing number 4. Yeah, that's it then. Cheers for watching. Probably rambled a bit too much in this video and bored you all to tears. But I shall be back on Sunday with some more from this box. Wow. Really? How have I got so many of those? I'll be starting off with a run of Supreme that I didn't realise I had so many of. And some more goodness from the Image universe. How far do I want to go? Anyway, yeah. Come back Sunday for some more lovely comic books. Oh! Until I see you again, have a great amazing day. And may all your news be good news. Have a great amazing day. I'll have a great amazing day. Have a great amazing day. I hope you have a great amazing day.